Pat McAfee got Aaron Rodgers canceled today.
Pat McAfee was the focal point today.
Pat McAfee. I'll tell you what I love about the Pat McAfee part of this thing. I do love the shift in media. This is what I was talking about when I said that the funniest part to me about that Today Show clip where they are asking, where Katie and Bryant Gumbel are asking what the internet is not the fact that they didn't know what the internet is. It's the fact that they didn't realize that the internet was coming to replace them. That's what I mean. Like, they didn't realize they were looking at the thing that was going to make them obsolete directly in the face. And instead of being like, holy shit, there's a tsunami right there. We need to build a wall. We need to do something to protect ourselves from this tsunami. Instead, they were like, what's this, for big dorks? Oh, this is stupid. And then it just came and it swept them. And you know how you know that it made them obsolete and it swept them? The biggest story of the week in sports media comes from Pat McAfee on YouTube. A guy, big, dumb Pat McAfee, scooped everyone. ESPN has a whole billion-dollar operation. Every news network has a whole sports department. And big, stupid Pat McAfee builds a studio in Indianapolis, jumps on YouTube, and scoops everybody. He's now the name. It's incredible. And I love it. I love that it's Pat that did it. And I love that it shows you where media's at. You know what I mean? It shows, because I'm sure there's people in your line of work, Hot Dog, that are like, well, no, this is a real publication. And you're like, oh, really? Oh, cool. Yeah, no, I'm sure that's really.
What numbers are you done?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we had 300
Joe Rogan,
people.
Yeah, Joe Rogan's blowing you away completely.
Yeah, that's the other. Yeah, Joe Rogan is now so big that, like, all you do is talk about him. There's a cottage industry of just talking about Joe Rogan. Like, I feel like because you just mentioned Joe Rogan, I should definitely put him in the title of this video to get them clicks. Like, that's like Joe Rogan. Not only has he become a news outlet, him just talking to Ari Shaffir is news. Like, the news, like, did you hear what Joe Rogan said? Who cares? Who cares? The answer, everybody, because of the way it's gone. But
we'll put Joe Rogan on the thumbnail tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, we talked about him. We did talk about him. And Aaron Rodgers is, he consulted with Joe Rogan.
Dr. Joe Rogan.
He consulted with Dr. Joe. So, I don't see any problem. So
what is it that Joe says all the time? Don't listen to me.
I'm not a doctor. Don't listen to me. I'm an idiot. Yeah.
Okay.
Then Aaron Rodgers is like, tell me more. No, not about the idiot stuff, about the other stuff. But, I mean, to Joe Rogan's credit, too, he's over here saying, I'm an idiot, don't listen to me, blah, blah, blah. And then he turns on the news, and they're like, Joe Rogan takes horse pills. And he's like, what? I'm not taking horse pills. Why do you keep saying this? And then Don Lemon goes on TV, and it's like, horses do take those pills. It's like, Don, give it up. Like, that's the other.
Yeah, Don.
Yeah, that's the other thing. Like, people also need to take into consideration that Joe Rogan and Aaron Rodgers are unspeakably rich. They're not these people that are sitting there going like, I found some medication on the floor and I read a thing on 4chan. I think I'm just going to take it. They have physicians and private doctors on call. Joe Rogan has a nurse. Joe Rogan podcasts more than anybody. And every time he podcasts, he has a medical professional doling out COVID tests. That's the level of rich. There's a medical professional there for every Joe Rogan podcast. You don't think that translates to his home life too? You don't think that Aaron Rodgers has like every doctor that he needs at the snap of a finger? I mean, you don't even need to pay him. They're just Packers fans and they're showing up.
So it's like they have like a medical degree of them, like of their own.
Because they got all these doctors around them.
Yeah, kind
of. Basically, right?
Yeah. So every jock, every NFL and NBA player, they know their shit.
They know their shit. Well, yeah, that's the other thing. That when you're super rich and you can just hire whatever doctor you want around you, that the doctor will be like, you shouldn't do this. And then you can be like, actually, I'll be hiring a new doctor. Thank you very much. You know, like if you hire a doctor that's like, you should probably get the vaccination. You can also be like, okay, well, guess what? This is the last time you're at my house. I'm hiring a different doctor.
Find me a doctor who will say otherwise.
Yeah. I'd like a second opinion that is different from yours, please. So I didn't even know Aaron Rodgers had COVID, to tell you the truth. And I don't care about sports, so that's part of it. But like it also, you know, like all the big news outlets had the story about Aaron Rodgers getting COVID.
They think he got it on Halloween. Or at least that's what I read.
What, going to like a party or something like that?
Yeah, he was dressed as John Wick.
Oh yeah,
there's like photos are going that are around, and then people said instead of John Wick, John Sick is what they were calling him.
That's funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I guess you're not wearing a mask if you're John Wick, right? John Wick's not wearing one. Not gonna wear a mask. He could throw ninja stars.
No,
you know,
no.
He's not gonna wear a mask. Like, would James Bond wear a mask?
No.
Okay, all right.
James Bond doesn't even wear condoms.
That's a good point. I don't think John Wick does either. I wouldn't imagine. Although, you know,
living life dangerously, baby.
John Wick has a lot of sadness in his life, though. He's probably not having as much sex as James Bond is. James Bond is an addict.
That's right.
You know, he's a sexual deviant. But yeah, so I guess Aaron Rodgers got COVID, so he can't play in the game. This is why, like, it's so funny too. Like, so many people are mad at Aaron Rodgers for having COVID, but it's because like they want him to play in the football game. They want him to play against the Chiefs on Sunday. And they're like, well, if you have COVID, you can't play against the Chiefs. And it's like,
these are real life consequences.
Yeah. I'm trying to win some money on the Packers. But yeah, and I guess he hadn't said that he was vaccinated. This is what I learned from the Pat McAfee interview, that he didn't say he was vaccinated. It's like Ja Rule in that documentary.
Yeah.
False advertising, maybe. Not fraud. So, you know, the woke culture warriors can point their cancel culture cannons elsewhere, okay? Because he didn't say vaccine.
I feel like as soon as you hear those words now, you're just like kind of like, okay.
Yeah, because I'm going like...
I know exactly what you're going to say. Word for word.
Yeah, because it's weird if you don't question, like, what is cancel culture and what is wokeness? Like, what do these things mean? These buzzwords that we're just throwing around, what do they mean? But you do question, like, COVID and vaccines. Like, we could question all of it. You know, that's cool. I'm open to the conversation. But, yeah, so, like, I guess woke culture, cancel culture was coming for him. And so he said, and he did start the interview with that. And I was like, let's go, Aaron Rodgers.
That's how you knew it was going to be good.
Let's go. Speak your truth. Speak your truth, Aaron. And he says, it's lies. I'm being lied about. Because I didn't say I was vaccinated. I said I was immunized. And I was. And then people, you know, I guess he's in a relationship with Shailene Woodley, the actress.
Not familiar.
I seen on Twitter, she's like a holistic person. Like they said she eats clay, which I don't have evidence of that. I didn't watch the video. It's just a lot of memes were coming out with like about eating clay. And they said that's what she said, that she eats clay. I don't know if you could look that up real quick, but yeah. So they're like, they think that he's just sitting around eating clay now to get rid of COVID. And I'm like, I don't know. I feel like you're connecting the dots a little more than he needs you to. But I guess he says that like he had a couple of
Shailene Woodley and the benefits of eating clay.
It's awesome. It's awesome.
Article from The Guardian.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's very Have you ever eaten clay?
No. The Divergent Star says she eats clay as part of detoxification diet.
See? I wish I could get there. You know?
There was the answer the whole time.
Yeah. I'm sitting here eating McDonald's. No wonder I feel like shit all the time. And that's the other thing.
Our kids at it.
Okay. So whose kid? Shailene Woodley has kids that eat clay?
No, I said our kids had the answer the whole time.
Clay.
Clay.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Next time I see my kids eating Play-Doh, my wife's gonna be like, I'm gonna go, no.
It's good. It's
Let
good for them.
them do their thing. No. You seen Divergent? Wait till you hear this. So yeah, he said number one, I guess he's allergic to what's in the mRNA vaccines. I don't know what's in them, but he says he's allergic to it. So the only thing that was left on the table was Johnson & Johnson. And he basically said, you can't take Johnson & Johnson. That's crazy.
Why can't he take Johnson & Johnson?
By the way, did you get your J&J booster?
I don't need the booster. No, I'm fine.
I'm gonna. How many Johnson & Johnson shots have you had?
One and done, baby.
Okay, so you're not vaccinated.
Yeah, I'm immunized. I got it.
All right, you're in. All right. So then that's fine. Yeah, and he said that he knows it, and I've heard this a lot. People go like this: people need to make their own decisions. I know my body, and I know what's right for my body. And I'm like, I believe him. He's a professional athlete. He's in great shape. He looks like John Wick. I seen him in that John Wick outfit. He looked like John Wick. He looks amazing. I do not know how people know their bodies. I don't know what this means. I don't understand what they're saying. I feel like shit all the time. I have no idea why. I do not know my body whatsoever. I'm totally unfamiliar with it. People go like this. Can you do this? I go like, yep. The answer, no, I can't. You know why I thought I could do it? I'm not familiar with my body. I don't know it at all. I don't know what that means. Like that's what I've heard. People are like, I know my body. I know what's right for it. How? How does one get to know their body? Hot Dog, do you feel like you know your body?
I don't even know when the next time I'll get an erection. So I don't think too sure about. I don't think I know my body at all.
No, I don't know it. I mean, I need to spend some time in the metaverse with my body because I don't know it at all. And he said he was worried about sterility too. He didn't want to go sterile by taking the vaccine, which I mean,
there's no way these athletes aren't taking a bunch of medications and stuff like that they researched.
Yeah. Like, I guess they don't have enough evidence to say that it will not make you sterile. Or no, they don't think it'll make you sterile. I mean, but it'd be like, I'm worried about, like, will my fingers fall off? And they're like, well, I mean, I guess we don't have the studies.
I can't guarantee it.
I don't know. Maybe they will fall off. But
why? Do you know something that I don't?
I mean, theoretically, COVID could make you sterile, right? I mean long term,
yeah. Theoretically, anything from the vaccine that could harm you, COVID will do the same, but worse.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. I'm making it up. I made that up.
I'm not a doctor.
I don't know.
I'm just talking shit.
Yeah. I have no idea, but you know, there's no testing.
You can ask Nicki Minaj's cousin.
The testicle guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he would probably know. He would probably have a good idea. Yeah, the other thing is that, like, a lot of rich people who are like, you know, it would be okay to get COVID because you get your immunity up. And you're like, yeah, I get that argument. You know, I get that. But at the same time, you have a house with wings in it. Have you ever noticed that a lot of people that are like, it's okay to get it, it'll get your immunity up, they can literally separate themselves from their whole family because they have these giant mansions that have wings in it. So like, wing. Yeah, they're like, I'm going to just be in the West Wing. What's it called when you're not seeing anybody?
The quarantined.
Yeah.
Quarantined. Yes.
Like they have houses that are big enough that you could have a quarantine area within the house. And I'm like, if I had a house that was so big I could have my own quarantine area, I'd probably be like, whatever, I just quarantine. I got this other side of the house that nobody even goes in.
Yeah. Some people are stuck in an apartment with, you know, young kids and a nana and,
you talking about Andrew Yang?
Yeah.
2-bedroom apartment. I don't know how anybody does it. I don't know how anybody does it. Yeah, I mean,
that luxury.
Bro, if I get COVID, I'm stuck in the basement. And let me tell you something.
You wouldn't mind that.
Nah, I'd be kind of dope. I got all my shit down here. Yeah, actually, it'd be kind of great. Maybe I just need to start referring to it as a wing. You know?
Yeah. Quarantine zone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just so funny. It's seen everybody freak out about Aaron Rodgers. You know, I mean, I don't know. Part of it is also the moral superiority. Like, you know, people really enjoy wagging their finger at a professional athlete. That's not what you're supposed to be doing. It's I know, okay. But like,
you lied.
Yeah, you said, okay. Oh, you're right. Like, I feel like if I was a professional athlete, I'd want to get vaccinated because I got to be around a lot of people. And because, like, there are arenas you can't go in if you're not vaccinated, right? Like, you can't get into arenas in New York and stuff like that. So, whatever. I mean,
one NFL game could, that's a lot. It's not like, it's not baseball or basketball.
Yeah, get that shit done. But
it's a little needle. It's just a little needle.
Well, it's more, what if you're sterile after?
What about the that COVID pill now, though? Isn't that
Well, it's not out yet. They just said we think we got it. But if you don't trust,
that was the press conference.
But if you don't trust Big Pharma, you're not gonna take the pill either.
True.
See, like if Big Pharma hadn't been such dickheads before COVID, it probably wouldn't be so bad because maybe people would be so inclined. Like, they really haven't given a huge reason. Like, you feel like an asshole if you're like, I think you can trust the pharmaceutical companies. Hello. It's like, based on what? Like, that's also an issue. That they've been such dickheads for so long that you go like, okay, no, I mean, I could see where you would have a good point in questioning giant
big
pharmaceutical
companies. We have this boat and this island's about to blow. Get in the boat.
Yeah.
Get in the chopper.
And you're
I
like,
trust you, bro.
You're like, you make a lot of money if we get in this boat, right? And they're like, oh yeah,
yes,
a ton, yeah, a ton. But you don't have to pay. All right, I'll get in the boat. Like, oh, so much. Yeah.
All of Kyrie's thunder.
I know, nobody's even talking about Kyrie anymore. There were protests for Kyrie. Nobody's talking about Kyrie anymore. Although this is a little different. Like, there was also, like, part of the interview, he was like, he kind of thought it was ridiculous that he couldn't play in the game. And I was like, bro, you have COVID. Like, you know, I mean, man. He was like, yeah, but I feel better. And I'm like, I mean, like, okay, like, this is where the conversations get real tricky. It's like, I want to be able to have an intellectual conversation with you about the pros and cons of being vaccinated. Like, I'm very open to conversations. But when you're like, and I don't know why they won't let me play. It's like, you have the thing. Like, you definitely have like, you have COVID. So
step one is if you have COVID, you don't interact. You're arguing step one.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's crazy. I don't know who benefits from that. They're like, well, that's a scam too. Like, what?
Like I mean, I don't think anyone disagrees if you have COVID and you didn't interact with people. You're a dickhead.
Yeah, like
no one.
Everybody's pissed
disagrees.
About it. Everybody's even the people that are like, nah, you shouldn't be going and playing football if you have COVID. Like, if you actively have COVID, you know, I mean, it's one thing. They're like, and he wasn't wearing his mask, and it's like, oh, well,
right.
Let's have a bigger conversation about efficacy and blah blah blah. Like, okay, I'll listen to that. And they're like, and now they won't let him play, and you're like, well, he's got COVID, right? Well, yeah, but so he says he feels better. Like I don't even want people to come to work when they have a cold. And if they like go home sick and then the next day, like if somebody I work with goes home sick on a Monday and then on Tuesday they're back at work, I'm pissed that they're back at work on Tuesday because I'm like, don't get me sick. Just stay home. You're not that valuable. I mean, I guess Aaron Rodgers is very valuable, but I feel like not so valuable that he should just have COVID and play. And then they got
maybe we would have had like a flu game like Jordan, and
that's
had a
true.
COVID game.
That's true, and they would have sold jerseys or sneakers. You know, Jordan, the flu game sneakers are like classics. These are the Aaron Rodgers COVID game sneakers. Like he sees, you know, he helped. That the Packers were able to score 3 touchdowns. What's he? He's a quarterback, right? while the quarterback had COVID. And you're like, I think because you go like this. Wait. They let the quarterback play while he had COVID? They were like, oh, yeah, he said he felt better. He said
they let Jordan play. Yeah, of course they did.
He said the 10 days thing was arbitrary, so they let him play. Yeah.
Just taking off his helmet, just a sweaty mess with COVID.
Yeah. What's wrong with him? He's no, he's got COVID. He's like in the
He won the game. He won the game for us.
He's like in the post-game press conference going like, I'm not wearing a mask because, they're really not as effective as people think they are. Like, Aaron, you have COVID right now, right? He's like, yeah. Uh-huh. As we speak.
Crushed it.
As we speak. Yes.
Did you see me play out there?
Yeah. Uh-huh. I have COVID. Don't worry. Cheyenne was giving me a bunch of clay and I was eating it. So we should be pretty good. And then did you hear about poor Emilio Estevez? This guy must be out of his mind. Emilio Estevez, I mean, there was a time when he was just the man, right? But that's not now, right? Like, that's not like... Emilio Estevez is not going to be part... I didn't even know they did a Mighty Ducks series, if I'm being straight up honest with you. But apparently they did a Mighty Ducks series. Mighty Ducks, one of the great sports films of all time.
We had someone that was on the Mighty Ducks for
In the Not Sam studio, yeah.
Yeah, and I think he mentioned it.
Yeah, I think you're right. So you can go back and look at that interview. It's Gerald Gardner from Heavyweights. We spent a lot of time talking Heavyweights because he's the star of Heavyweights. Garner Gerald. Yeah, but he was in Mighty Ducks as well. Yeah, and he talked about that. Yeah. Emilio Estevez. This is what the rumors are. This is what the Hollywood trades are reporting. Not coming back for the second season of Mighty Ducks because he won't show proof of vaccination. And it's like, dude, I don't know, like, how married you are to this stuff, but, like, I don't know what you think's going to happen to you. But this ain't coming around again. There's, like, you got a whole season. You're Gordon Bombay, for God's sakes. They're going to put you in every episode. How are we going to not have Gordon Bombay on the season? It's a good gig. And then people turn around and they're like, oh, I forgot how much I like Mighty Ducks, especially that Gordon Bombay. And it leads to other projects. This could be like your Pulp Fiction. John Travolta's everywhere. And instead, he's making it his Battlefield Earth, where they're like, oh, never mind.
This is where I draw the line.
Yeah, like, come on, Emilio. Emilio! I feel like...
It's rough for these people. It's rough.
Yeah, I guess it's hard out here in these streets. He's got to have some money, too. All the Sheens. I mean, I think when you like, achieve a certain amount of wealth, like, you start, like, when you're Aaron Rodgers, I don't know, maybe you start to create problems. You know what I mean? Like, you start, like, because there's not that many problems when you get to this certain level. I don't know. I'm not at that level. Maybe I'm wrong.
Get bored. You get bored and you're like, no, I'm gonna put my foot down on this.
Let me do a little research here.
I'm gonna be a martyr.
Yeah. Let me do a little research. And then Emilio's like, pass that research over here, Aaron Rodgers. Let's
peer review this research.
Yeah.